Chapter 22. Twill Forceworks entered Purge after seeing the Stranger in Blue and the Time Agent in Black body armor disappear. For the second time, it would appear as if they could, straight up, walk through walls. The constable noted this, then proceeded. "Purge, this is Twill. Twill, Purge." Mr. Blue waved and smiled courteously to his new guest for a brief moment. He then dropped the smile, dismissed her, and got to work. Echoed a pained voice overhead. The time machine was barely conscious. Twill thought for a moment she was inside a huge aquarium, a place that should be filled with teachers and school children staring at swordfish and sharks. But it was only the vibrant, varying shades of blue and the immense indigo coral structures that made it seem that way. Underwater coral was the key superstructure of the room, which started as a very tiny, spindly lapis-colored veins winding around everywhere. These veins of futuristic wire twisted around thicker teal coral strands, which circled the entirety of the room, growing more massive and culminating in the cerulean control console, an intricate, huge sapphire spectacle of technology. In its center was housed the perfectly smooth black marble time rotor. Its pattern undulated a pulsing neon blue. Yes, Twill has come in," the Time Lord remarked. He was working on the futuristic, Arctic-colored steampunk lectern, pressing a big plastic indigo button here, sliding a sapphire lever there. Twill looked up, peering at the ceiling, 30 or so feet high above her. A drop fell. There was an excess of moisture, as in an aquarium. It was slightly wet inside. Everything had a touch of slipperiness, especially the strange Aegean coral structures. "Smells peculiar," Twill observed. "Peculiar." Saber sliced her katana downward expertly several times, cutting away a large portion of coral around the console. Twill was neither taken aback nor startled by this. She looked at the Time Lord. "Musty, wet, like a freezer after being thawed." Mr. Blue frowned. "So, like arse?" "Did I say that?" Twill asked. "My time machine smells like freezer burnt arse, is what you're telling me." "I haven't told you anything," Twill said. The newly promoted constable observed Saber as the time agent swiped an overhanging vine down, revealing a massive bundle of glowing green and purple wires. "He's sensitive about his TARDIS." Saber chewed on one wire as she twisted two others together, changing the colors and making them glow more brightly. "What is she doing? Why is she lumberjacking your futuristic alien tech?" "Harvesting some temporal biomass to power a shadow proclamation accord translator," Mr. Blue said. Above, the intercom cracked slowly. "Shoo. Glad you agree, Purge." "Looks painful," Twill observed neutrally, regarding Saber's precision with the deadly weapon. "No, love," Mr. Blue grinned. "Purge is repowering, reconfiguring anyway. It all grows back like fingernails, or hair, or eyes." "Not eyes. Eyes don't grow back," Saber corrected. The time agent cut a swath of larger coral, knelt and deftly spliced several glowing neon green wires which were housed underneath. The wiry veins illuminated more intensely. "Yours don't," the Time Lord muttered. "So, this Purge," Twill wound her way around the control console, "is an alien vessel? Acquired by Torchwood, I'm presuming? A living bioship?" The Time Lord suddenly looked up, regarding her fully with his piercing, cerulean, and incredibly alien eyes. Twill paused. She was memorizing the interior. Now she was curious if he had noticed. He grinned. No. It doesn't belong to Torchwood. Or me, for that matter." Twill nodded, began circling again, peering, gathering information. "It's a funny story, actually. See, Purge is an oil TARDIS, and her name was meant to be perfect. Not the time traveler, Saber interrupted him. She strode out, disappearing again through the entrance wall, with a massive bundle of dripping, thick coral in her arms. Mr. Blue nodded. With a childish smile on his face, he snapped his fingers. Ready to talk to a cat? Let's go, Twill. He vanished. Grrr. Purge wailed overhead. The echo ended with a single cloister strike, muffled and far away. Twill Forceworks strode over the flapping, slithering coral sections deftly, then stepped to the futuristic alien podium. After expertly sliding around several dials, she muttered behind her to the empty, massive aquarium. Shut up, Bioship. Do as you're told. She disappeared.